Hey everyone, Sirturmund here. This time I'm bringing you another Galio deck, and this one is with one of our best friends in the whole Legends of Runeterra world, Braum. How can you not play this guy with the mustache and the smile that he has? So, this deck is probably the most formidable deck that you can think of, because this deck is really relying and really playing all the formidable cards, right? So, it's playing the Hound, the Sculpture, the Petricite Broadwing, the Duran Architect, the Shield of Duran, the Mountain Drake, and Galio. So pretty much every single formidable card is going into this deck. Because the whole point of this deck is kind of like a mid-range deck where you're just trying to outbattle your opponent. Just kind of think of like a typical Demacia deck. So think of like Bannerman of the past, where you're just dropping units on curve and just being able to out-trade the opponent and just kill them through the value that your units provide. Obviously, because the Broadwing can become really troublesome with the Challenger and increasing health that it can have from some of your buffs. The Sculpture can give a lot of health to a lot of your units, and the Architect can combine with some units like Braum to give them Formidable and make Braum be an 8 attack unit, right? Aside from Formidable units, the rest of the cards that kind of round up the decks are cards that either strike, buff you, or synchronize with the rest of your deck, or can even rally, right? So we have single combat and considered strikes as 2 strikes to be able to deal with the opponent's threats. Stuff like, let's say, like Veigar, Senna, like ways that if you can kill their units, you need to be able to have these cards for that. We do 3 Trollians because Trollian is so good with the formidable units, because obviously you give the formidable units the health and he's able to do more damage on the strike. The Whooping Wonder is a good value card because it gives you access to be able to give like the regeneration card. So the Boar Stance gives 2 health to one of your formidable units and allows them to regenerate continuously. Or if you get like a big Mountain Drake, maybe you can even commit to like going for an Overwhelm instead. Tavern Keeper, I think it has to be important in this meta because you do see a lot of aggro decks, and it can also be useful to heal your own formidable units when you don't run into aggro. Braum is great because you can synergize with the Architect to make Braum be a 0-8 formidable unit. So it tends to be amazing. And then the last to round up is going to be Rally. So even though we do have Galio, there's a lot of times the Galio might come into the field a little bit too late, or he might get removed right away. So the Rally gives you access to be able to still overwhelm and push through to your opponent's damage. I think this deck is pretty solid. One thing that I see people run is that people are running Sharp Sights. I think my problem with Sharp Sights is that I feel like this is a mid-range deck that wants to be able to run on curve, right? Like big curve. And 3 Sharp Sight puts us at 16 spells, which is a little bit too much because I don't think there's any other spell here that is worth removing. And I think Trollian just kind of does the same job as Sharp Sight, except a little bit better because it can let you win 2 different trades. We don't have a lot of elusives in this meta, so the Sharp Sight second effect of blocking elusives ends up not being as valuable as it was before. Aside from that, for this deck, obviously your mulligan is pretty straightforward. You just want to be able to get units on curve. So if you can get the Sculpture or the Broadwing in your opening hand, that tends to be the best thing that you can do. So just try to keep kind of like a decent curve that you can go with. And depending on the matchup, you sometimes want to keep Braum, or sometimes you want to keep the Tavern Keeper. If I see the Architect and Braum in my hand, I probably keep both just so that I can take advantage of the Architect Braum combo. But aside from that, again, it's pretty straightforward. Just play your units on curve and just win the game from there. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the games coming up soon. And if you're not subscribed yet, please make sure to subscribe below because it helps us out a lot. I'll see you all at the end of the video. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Scouts. Ooh, okay. We have ways to deal with Misfortune, right? Sculpture is pretty good, I think. Braum might be a little bit greedy, but Braum does give us a blocker. And Braum has a lot of health, especially with the Sculpture on the field, to be a great blocker. So it might be okay for us to do it this way. The problem here is that we don't have great... Oh, perfect. Alright. We're both gonna do the same place, I guess. If it trades here, are we supposed to take this trade back? I don't think we are, right? I think we have to take this 2 damage, because he could have Ranger's Resolve to punish us. We have a second Sculpture to get value out of the Petricite Hound. So now the Petricite Hound becomes a 4 attack unit. We can also just kill the Misfortune with a single combat, because we have enough mana for single combat plus Shield of Duran to present a lot of value against the Misfortune. So if he has like Sharp Sight or Ranger's Resolve, we still kill the Misfortune because of the Shield of Duran. And there we go. And then we just do this. Doesn't have it. Wow. Here's the question. Do we do the Shield of Duran here? Don't see why not. Might as well get the trade here. He still gets to attack again with the Navigator. But now he's in a little bit of trouble here, right? We can just block here. Let's get the Navigator to 3 HP. We can summon Braum next turn. Braum becomes a really big unit. We can pull a potential like blocker that he might have. He has to block something with this. This gives us another blocker. Yeah, so here he's gonna have to sacrifice one of these units, right? Otherwise, it's gonna take 5 damage from the Petricite sound. And if he takes that 5 damage, I'm okay with that. Okay, he decides to sacrifice that one. We have considered to deal with like any random stuff that he might have. This guy becomes a 5 health unit because of the double shield, double sculpture. This is gonna present a lot of damage to him once we're able to block dropping in the field. Oh, Jenny. Let's think this out. Let's let him drag first. See what he does. Decides to go like this, like this. Do we concert it? I think we concerted it, Jenny, right? But if he has ranges resolve, we get punished by this. If he has ranges resolve, I don't think I care about it. Doesn't have it. So the Braum is gonna survive. Braum still becomes a great blocker. We can summon another sculpture, which has 4 health, and we can sacrifice the other sculptures because now we can do the architect. He can drag any one of these. Doesn't matter. We can kill the Queen next because we have the Duran Architect. He's gonna sacrifice his Balor instead. Interesting. So the Duran Architect puts a lot of pressure because he lets us kill the Queen unless he's able to shield her right now. And we also have the Rally now as a backup. There we go. Okay. I mean, if you want to do it like that, that's okay with us. With me, I think. I'm gonna do it like this, so because we have the Rally, right? So we can present the Rally. It's also gonna potentially level up the Braum. We could attack with everything. The problem is that he gets a good trade there. We do push a lot of damage because he's probably going to have to trade that out. Yeah, we can attack with everything. I'm okay doing it this way. We'll trade one of the sculptures. We have 2 of them. If he doesn't block, he's taking, what? All this damage? 7 damage? I'm going to force him to have to either rally to save that Queen or just lose on our rally right here. So then what? We do this on the sculpture. So she becomes a free blocker. We can kill the Queen with the Braum because he still has Formidable. We can give the Formidable to the second sculpture. He still has enough mana to do Rally on the Queen, and I guess that saves the Queen. But the Braum is gonna level up here by putting the Queen. And if he has Rally, he taps out of almost everything else. He needs to block because he's taking a lot of damage. We can trade with all his units. I guess the Fleet Feather can block the Architect. And Braum levels up now and has a lot of health. No, he decides not to save her. You know what? I need to play around Sharpsight. I need to play around Sharpsight, so I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna do it like this. I just need to play around Sharpsight because putting the Formidable on this doesn't even matter anymore because he can just block with his other units. I think we don't want Queen to level up. So this is Sharpsight. So if we didn't give Braum another 2 HP, he could have just been able to save the Queen. Now we have a leveled up Braum in the field. That's gonna summon more value every single turn. Especially because each of the sculptures has 2 we have 2 sculptures in the field, so each mighty portal is gonna have 5 health every time it comes down into the field. Decides not to block. This tells me that he probably has the Banger Surgeon and is getting ready to do a for Demacia. So for Demacia, it does become a little bit scary here, but it might not be enough to kill us. He goes down to 2 HP, by the way. Does he have enough mana to do the Surgeon plus for Demacia? He does. He has exactly enough mana to do the Surgeon plus the for Demacia. The Mountain Drake, yeah, there we go. Mountain Drake becomes a huge blocker, right? Because he's going to have 8 HP. Braum doesn't die. We are going to have to sacrifice the rest of our units, though. I guess we could actually keep the Sculpture alive with the Braum Taker, or we can just give the Taker to the Braum so that we can start removing the rest of his units. Because the Dragon is still going to become a huge threat for him. Because the Dragon is going to get Fury. His units are not going to be big enough to kill it. This could trade into one of his 5 drops, though, right? Wow, he decided to go to do it this way. So what we can just do is do this. Do this over here. Like, we can trade with the Sculpture. Actually, we probably want to do it here so that we get the value from the second Sculptures before they die. I'm willing to block with everything because now our Braum is going to be doing a lot of... our Braum is going to be submitting... Be doing a new unit every single turn, right? So I think it's fine to block with everything and just protect all the damage that we can. We can still attack with the Mountain Drake because the only thing that kills the Mountain Drake now is going to be like a sharp sight. Okay, never mind. Now we just do Galio and win the game. So now Galio means that the Mountain Drake doesn't lose to a sharp sight. He gets the second one. You gotta be kidding me. Nothing that we do here is gonna kill this, so we can go ahead and do it like this. Summon another one of these guys. Make it so that he has to block with the 2 drops. He obviously has to block everything here, so he loses almost all his board, so the Further Master becomes pretty bad. Galio still levels up, so next time we get the rally. And we get, again, we keep getting the limited Mari Portals, which is the biggest thing.
Can I paint you?
Ironically, the Overwhelm is actually going to do 1 damage here. Shiloh Duran. So you're going to block what? The Mari Portal to be able to save it. Problem is that we have a full board, right? So even with the full Demacia, the opponent is not doing enough. And the Braum regenerates, so it should level up Galio, right? Because we're doing 2. Yeah, Galio's going to level up. So when he does attack, we just block with the Braum and we just win the game. So I think he's kind of locked out. I wonder what outs could he have, right? So if he does for Demacia, right? For Demacia plus what, like a Misfortune maybe?
No prey.
Yeah, there's a Misfortune. Still not enough. And actually we get to trigger 2. We get to trigger Braum twice now. We get to trigger Braum twice because of the Misfortune skill hitting our Braum. Our Dragon and our Galio can both kill his board. And then we get the Galio rally to win the game. Yeah, you killed this guy. So he's going to decide... I was going to say, you have to attack with everything. Like, there's no way that you cannot attack with everything. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to try to kill the Misfortune with the Galio. And make him have to commit the last card that he has in his hand. I think we can afford to take that fight. Actually, what if he runs Repose, right? If he runs Repose, I guess we can do it like this. Yeah, we can just do it like this. Sharpset can either kill Galio or kill the Drake, but he cannot kill both. Ranger's Resolve, okay, he saves it. You still lose your Surgeon. This gets to summon twice. Galio's still alive. And we just win, right? With the full board. And we can just drag one of these guys. We attack with everything no matter what. Yeah, that's game. Ooh, that was actually close. So yeah, I predicted that he had that. He had a, you know, we made the call that he probably had a Ranger's Resolve really early on in the game. And then the call where we call out the sharp side on the Queen. I think was really important because otherwise we wouldn't have been able to kill the queen. But yeah, GG's. So in this match, we'll be going against Akshan Sivir. So obviously the consider strikes and single combats are pretty annoying. But we have Trollshan and Broadway and Architect. Wait, this is a crazy hand, I think. Oh, this is so greedy though. It's such a greedy keep because we're gonna probably take a lot of damage early on, right? But the Architect with Braum is such a good combo that I don't think I can pass it up. We have Trollshan as well to be able to deal with some of his stuff, and then we also get Galio. So if we ever get that late, I think I'm gonna do the Broadwing. If he has the Shape Stone, he can go ahead and do it. Otherwise, we just take the damage. Yeah, there we go. I don't think I mind sacrificing my Broadwing right here. To be able to trade for one of his units, because I think that's better than losing the 4 damage, right? Now this is a little bit break now. Now that we got 3 of them, it's a little bit scary. I guess we can put a lot of damage, right? So maybe it's not the worst thing in the world. The Hound is pretty good. If we do this, we could do Trollshan to kill stuff. And then we can just... we'll have to do the Braum next turn. Is this the turn where we do the Trollshan? I think it's going to be the Hound. We can do the Trollshan to kill the Surgeon. Unless he pulls like this. Yeah, if he pulls like that, then obviously we cannot kill it. Oh, he's not even going to pull at all. I like just taking this. I like killing this guy. We could have... No, there's no way for us to kill the Sivir there because she has quick attack and has 5 attack. We had she has the spell shield, so there was no way for us to grab the Sivir. What we're gonna do is that if he has the Consider Strike, we just lose, right? I guess we still have Galio for later on. The Sivir is gonna become a problem pretty quickly though. He does need to... Wow, okay. So we can kill the Sivir here. I think I'm okay attacking with this. If he trades the Fleet Feather into it, I'm okay with that. Shouldn't have a way to defend the Sivir here. And we get a Mighty Poro. So we played into Consider Strike, but I think at this point, based on how our hand looks, because of the double Durant Architect, that we can never play around the Consider Strike, I think, at that point. So I think I'm okay doing it this way. Now he's really low on resources. He just committed the action now, so he shouldn't have a lot of great ways. Now we can commit the Mountain Drake, and we have the Galio next turn, right? And that should win us the game. Like, Galio should be able to finish the game here next turn. The Walking Sands can get blocked by 2 of our units. We just block it with the Braum to be able to regenerate. We have the Shield of Duran as a backup in case that he does something fancy. We can block the action with either Mighty Poro or Mountain Drake, depending on what he does. And yeah, that's going to be the game. So, didn't get the Consider Strike. It was a risk, but I think based on how our hand looked and the fact that we didn't really have any buffs and we had no really great way to deal with Sivir, we had to take that chance. We did have the Drake next turn to be able to deal with the Sivir if we needed to, but I think I really like taking that chance there. But yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against, Poppy Fist. So is this just like All-Star Bandle Tree? Why wouldn't you play Gnar on Bandle Tree? That's interesting that what the opponent's doing there. I like the Petricite Hound. I think the Mountain Drake is a little bit too expensive right now. Let's try to get buffs for the Hound. For the Broadwing, sorry. Not the Hound. Awkward hand now, right? All of our stuff is really expensive. We wanted some of our low-cost stuff, right? So the Sculpture, even the Wanderer, and we just keep drawing bricks. I guess they're not totally bricks, but they are going to be very expensive cards. Because now, we're going to have to take that 3 damage. There's no way that we can sacrifice our Broadwing, because if we get like a Trollshan or something like that here, we need that. Not great. Not great. I guess we can play for the Galio win condition here. This stops him from summoning the Mayor. We're going to have to take another 3 damage. He got 2 landmarks. Frozen Throw might actually trigger this game. But I guess we have the Braum, right? I mean, sorry, we have the Galio. The problem is that he probably plays a little Travelers. So if he plays a little Travelers at any time before turn 7, the Galio is gonna get punished. Braum gives us at least a little bit of an answer. Unless he drew exactly the stun from the Looping Telescope. A Buster Shot? Alright. So we're gonna lose the Petricite Broadwing anyways before we're able to get anything to buff it. We can trade into the Bomber Twins and we can block the second Bomber Twins. If he has Flock, then he has the Flock. But I think we still try to get the value from the Braum right here. And try to get the Mariporo. He still has one more landmark and he has a created card from the Looping Telescope. I think here, because this is 3 mana and then we're not going to be mana efficient, I think we have to go Mountain Drake. I would love to go the Duran Sculpture into the Petricite Hound, but I don't think it's enough. Stun, okay. I mean, that's not a great stun for him, right? Like, isn't that not bad for us? So now we know that he committed a stun here. I guess he does get the Mayor at least for him, so good for him. I think we should just attack with the Mariporo here. The problem that I have with attacking with Mariporo is that he can just refill his board, right? I think we're better off just waiting to be able to level up Galio. Or to block Netstone if we need to. Because he definitely will be able... Okay, so I think here we just go Sculpture instead of the Mountain Drake. So we go Sculpture and then Architect. He's gonna give us the Mayor for some reason. He must have joined the Flock or the Minimorph or something like that. We could also block like this. Keep our units alive. I guess we could do it this way. This is out of the range of Flock. I like doing the Divine Architect and doing the Petricite Hound. He's obviously gonna remove one of our units, so there we go. It's gonna be the Braum, which means that we can just go ahead and do the Galio Netster and not have to worry about it. So if he attacked like that, why didn't he attack with the Fist? Why hold the Fist back there? So then we do this, and all our stuff is gonna be huge. We can target the Sculpture with the Architect so that it can do a lot of damage. This is potentially gonna level up no matter what. Because Natch is gonna be doing 7 damage. This is 6, this is 8, this is 9. Obviously this is a 3. I guess, should we... Does he have a way to prevent us from leveling up Galio this turn? I guess a Minimorph. A Minimorph from the Mountain Drake takes 8 away, takes us to 32. And enough damage here will be enough, I guess. I guess the damage could be enough. I still think we have to attack with everything. I think we put the pressure on him and see what he does. If he has a Minimorph, I think that's okay with us. Because here he's gonna... Yeah, that's the Minimorph. So now this goes down to 37. He's only doing 2, 4, 6, 8 damage. So that takes us down to 29. He could have a Flock and put us at 26. Decides not to. So we level up the Galio anyways. I guess he doesn't need to attack Netstone, right? So he doesn't attack Netstone. So we don't get the Galio trigger. Because he just needs to not attack. He could potentially remove... I think it's actually... I think we want to heal Galio. So... I have a hunch. Yeah, that's game. So, because next time we can just rally. I was going to say, I have a hunch that he could potentially remove the Galio spell sheet with like a Flock. So I wanted to preemptively heal the Galio so that it would be full health and he wouldn't be able to remove it with just a Flock. He would need to do something else. But yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Senna Ezreal. Now, this is probably a very control-heavy deck, which actually ends up being pretty bad for us, right? Because we're relying a lot on our units kind of staying alive on the field. And vengeances and stuff like that can be pretty bad for us. Galio, I think, is a little bit greedy. Might be a little bit too expensive. Don't mind the Petricite Town. Don't mind the Braum. Because we have ways to combine this. We ended up getting the Broadwing as well. And we end up getting a 1-drop, so it's not bad. So here, I guess we'll do this. Let's commit the Broadwind. If he has like thermal, he can kill it. Yeah, there we go. We were always gonna push 2 damage anyways. And we take out one thermal out of the way. We can do the second Broadwind next turn, or we can do the Wanderer as well. Wanderer might be better. We can do the Wanderer here and then do the second Broadwind. Problem is that doing the second Broadwind means that we tap out. Oh, okay, that's better. Okay, now we definitely do the second Broadwind. He could potentially just Mystic Shot this. Withering Miss? Okay. Attacking with this is not smart right now, because then he just dies to a Battle Feast. So I think we just need to attack with this too. And be able to potentially give this regeneration. And then forcing to have to do a Vengeance on this. Means that it's a 1 less Vengeance we have to worry about later. There we go. So we give this regeneration right now. And now we could kill the Ezreal. He could have the Vengeance, but if he has the Vengeance, I guess we, again, it's 1 less Vengeance that we have to worry about. We can just kill this here. He has exactly enough mana to do a Vengeance. I would like to do the Braum here. Let's do the Mountain Drake. If he has the Vengeance, it means that he's getting hit with the Mountain Drake. He could also have Thermal here. He could also have Thermal or could have Piercing Darkness. So I've given him the option of finding ways to kill this Broadwind. But he's gonna have to obviously block the Mountain Drake. Otherwise, he's just gonna die. The biggest fear is gonna be Ruination. A big Ruination could be a punish for us. He definitely needs to just kill this Broadwind though. If he has the opportunity, he needs to kill it right now. I guess he's scared of us having... He must be scared of us having Sharp Sight or having the Trollshan. Obviously, we don't play Sharp Sight and the Trollshan. Yeah, this is the Vengeance, alright. So we always think he was gonna do that. He actually ended up taking the 6 damage instead of blocking. Interesting. I'm surprised he did that. Here we can just do Braum. And I can potentially do the Braum take hard if he damages the Braum. No, he's just gonna go over here. Guess that is a little bit annoying though. I think I'm gonna pass first. There it is. So I wanted to pass because I think I want to do the heal on the... wanted to do the heal on my Nexus because I don't want to potentially die to a freaking Ezreal, right? So at least this way we do the heal on the Nexus. We do the Galio next turn. He needs to have a way to remove the spell shield. Because none of our units are gonna die. He needs to have... I guess he has enough mana to do Battle Feast and Ruination, right? But then he's sacrificing his own Ezreal. The Galio's leveling up over here, no matter who we go after. We just have to grab the Financier so that he's forced to block with the Ezreal. Because we can also push with the take card, we can push some damage here. I want him to be forced to block with the Ezreal. He used 1 Vengeance already, used 1 Thermal. Started pulling his Go hard. It's very likely that he could also have like a second Ezreal in his hand, or could have like a Ledger or something like that he cannot play this turn. I don't know if this deck would play Ledger, so I think they play more control. There we go. He's gonna just go ahead and remove the spell shield so that he can do like a Vengeance. We drag this. If he doesn't block, he's taking the 6 damage from this. I guess he can just save that here, right? What about we do this? Let's push the damage while we can. So let's put him at 4. Let's put him at 4 and put a lot of pressure on him. Where as long as we have a lot of units, he needs to be able to kill us, right? I guess Ezreal does present a lot of damage, but again, Ezreal is gonna be sent in next turn, where Ezreal now is at 1 health, so he's gonna be threatened. Wait, oh wow. The worry here is Ruination. I think we need to not overdevelop in case that he has a Ruination. I think he's looking for it. So our only concern is Ruination. We have enough mana to play both the Duran the Architect and the Dragon. And our board is going to be so wide that he's going to have a problem, right? He only has done one Gohar. I guess actually he's done two Gohars because he did want to remove the spell shield. So he's done two Gohars, which I guess could be a lot of damage. So that's the... Oh, Grasp. Okay. So now we just do the Architect, do the Mountain Drake, which means that also the Braum now is going to have an additional damage, right? I guess here's the question. Are we supposed to actually save this guy? I think it's better for us to develop the unit. I think it has to be Galio. If we do Galio, it's one more unit that he has to deal with. I like the Galio. I like the Galio. He also puts this out of the range of the Mystic Shot, although we did have to take her anyways. Presents a lot of damage now. Everything here is going to be almost lethal. We can give the Formidable to the Kali Tyrant Keeper instead of the Braum and just drag one of the blockers away with Braum. Right? There's no point in giving this to the Braum because he's always going to have to block with all his units just to survive. If he has Ruination, it doesn't kill the Galio, so we end up being able to win. He has the Piercing Darkness, so now we just do this, right? Save this unit so that we at least still have more blockers. And I think we still do the same thing. He's gonna have lethal. He has the lethal. Wow, double Mystic Shot. Wow, that's actually close. Wow, so I needed to probably open attack then, right? Because the Piercing Darkness ended up killing us. But, because we had a way to protect against the Mystic Shot. So it had to be the open attack? Wow. We had the Braum take card to protect against the Mystic Shot. The Piercing Darkness ended up doing enough damage for him to survive. For him to kill us. But yeah, GG's. In this matchup, we have the mirror. So we have Galio Braum versus Galio Braum. We get the Broad window, which is huge. Don't know how useful Braum is in this matchup in the mirror. I guess it could be pretty good if we get this. If we get the Architect, right? If we get the Architect, the Braum becomes so good. We do have double Broadwind and double Shield of Durando, which is pretty good for us as well. We can just open attack and kill the Sculpture right away before he can get value. Which I think is what we need to do here. Don't want him to get value from the Sculpture. So we're gonna just do it like that. That's the second one anyways. At least he didn't get value twice from it. Let's commit the Shield of Duran here. So that this becomes a sets attack blocker that he's gonna have to deal with. That's unfortunate though that he just happened to have the second one, huh? I think we pass. All he could have here is Trollshen, right? I guess single combat. There's nothing that saves him here, right? There's nothing that saves this. I think we need to do it like this. There's nothing that saves this Broadwind. It has to be like double Elixir, which I doubt that he plays. Single combat doesn't do it because we still have 4. Or he can single combat his son Broadwind in 2 hours and he still... Yeah, there you go. Still means that he's about to... He still means that, he still dies, right? And we can just do the Shield of Duran next turn because again, I don't want him to get value from the Sculpture. I think if we keep letting him get value from the Sculpture, it's going to be very bad for us. So I think we can do this. Pull this Sculpture. And at least make it so that his Mountain Drake, that he's probably going to summon this turn, is at a reasonable level. We can always heal this Broadwind. Yeah, that's the Mountain Drake that we just talked about. I like the Broadwind here to protect. Probably it's going to be the Stand Swap, right? The Stand Swap becomes really annoying. So he can give him a lot of health. We can heal the Broadwind, allowing him to be bigger than his Mountain Drake. But he could still have Trollshen. Okay. Yeah, he could still have Trollshan, right? So if he attacks here, then it's because he has the Trollshan. If he attacks with his Mountain Drake, it's because he has the Trollshan. We still block it, because by blocking it, it puts it out of range for Trollshan to save him. Next turn. Because now next turn we can do the Broadwind into the Mountain Drake. I guess he regenerates actually, so yeah, actually I forgot about the regeneration. So that guy's gonna be a problem. Especially because now he could have concerted single combat, right? To deal with our guy. So even though we got this, that's single combat kills us here, right? I don't think I can play around the single combat. I'm gonna rally. Wait, this is a mistake. Why didn't we go after the Galio? This kills our health, right? We don't even kill. We don't even kill the Galio. Galio just levels up. We tap out of almost any answer for single combat. So this was a misplay. So this is game, right? Not game yet, apparently. Galio levels up, though. I didn't want to commit after the Galio attack because I figured that he probably has Trollshan to kill us. Now we can commit this. He has to have Concerted Strike. If he's not Concerted, he's going to lose his Galio. There we go. That was a big risk that I took last turn. I think it was... Because if we go after the Galio, he has Trollshan, right? Puts the Galio at 10. So we end up sacrificing our own Broadwing, which I know we couldn't do. So I think it actually ended up working out okay. For some reason, yeah, I think that was the best that we could have done in that position. But yeah, GG's. So in this match, we'll be going up against Gnar 6, Noxus Aggro. So this deck is trying to go really fast, really quick. Ooh, we have a great hand, I think. We have a great hand. I think what we're looking for now is ways to kind of have our units stay alive. Okay, Tavern Keeper's not bad either, because we can heal up. The Duran Architect with the Braum as backup is huge, because he lets us pick out some of his big units, like Gnar. And now we even have the Petricite hand, so we have a pretty good curve where we should be able to take 0 damage here. Right? Sure, we'll push the 2 damage here. We have a blocker for the rear guard. We have a blocker for whatever he summons next turn because of the Broadwind. We can do the Architect next turn to be able to buff the Broadwind more and be able to pick out anything that we want to. This is not looking great for the opponent, right? Because, yeah, we have a really great curve. Oh, we have a really great curve, and we even have the Tavern Keeper on top of it. I think maybe the Sculpture would have been better. Okay, that's a little bit annoying, though. Yeah, that's really annoying because that means that he's gonna get that 3 damage through, right? Are we supposed to take this 5 damage? I think we are. I think I'm supposed to take this 5 damage. I think I take this 5 damage and do the Architect. He's also running out of resources, right? He only has 3 cards in his hand. We do have some heals, so technically we're at 18. We can drag out the Precious Spec, because it's the most annoying part of his deck, being able to get through our Formidable units because of the Fearsome. So at least here we can kill the Precious Spec. We have a good blocker for the Chemist. We still have a blocker for that. He gets to push 1 here. Wow, it's all 1-drops. His deck, his hand is all 1-drops. Huh. I think we just take 5 and just kill both Saboteurs. Yeah, I think I'm just taking 5 again and just killing both Saboteurs. I think what we need to be careful of... I think I want to be able to save Concerted for like I want to be able to save the Concerted Strike to be able to stop like a Fervor. We might not be able to here though. Because we can sacrifice this girl here. Ooh. The other one, I guess. We get a blocker. think it's actually much better to save this for... But then if we do it like this, then he can just... Because we don't care about this guy. We can always block this guy with the Braum, right? I probably want to keep my Architect alive more than anything else. He hasn't triggered Gnar or the Pterodactyl here. If he taps out of Fervor, he didn't. So we're going to take an additional damage here. Just because we didn't want to omit anything here. Okay, we have the single combo. So if he doesn't open attack, he does. Still at 6. We died to double decimate. Now we have single combat to be able to deal with the Fervor. So maybe we just do the Sculpture now. Yeah, we died to a double decimate. He doesn't have blockers, right? The Telescope is not important. We have the Rally as well. So we can go to 9. We have single combat or Concerted to deal with a Fervor. So the only way that we lose is going to be like stuff like Decimate. The Teeny Dactyl or the Gnar both died to a single combat as well. So if his last card is one of those two, he's going to be in trouble there. This is not a card that blocks. We can actually... Yeah, that's game. Because we can actually just buff the Sculpture and just drag the blocker to be able to push a lot of damage. And then do the Rally afterwards. And kind of do the same thing again. But yeah, GG's. Hey, welcome back everybody. Hope you enjoyed those games. So I think this deck, as you kind of saw, is what I would call like a fair deck. Because yeah, you know, it can be a little bit strong sometimes if you do get the Formidable off, but the Formidable has a lot of counters, right? So there's, you know, there's Calling Strikes, because your units are usually getting damaged. Scorched Earth tends to be pretty bad for you. This type of deck obviously is a very straight to the point mid-range deck. So heavy removal like Ruination or Vengeance can really be detrimental to you as well, especially if you're able to build up a board. Because usually once you're able to build up your board, if they can get rid of your board with like a Ruination, there's no way for you to come back. So it's a fun deck. I don't know if it's the best Formidable deck. I guess in terms of like Formidable decks, this might be the most formidable out there. I might actually be the strongest, because other decks are not really like full Formidable, right? Other decks are just running the Broadwind just because of how powerful it is, and not really taking advantage of the full Formidable power that you can get with like Architect and Sculpture and the rest of the cards here. So, but again, hope you enjoyed those games. If you like what you see, please make sure to subscribe below. I also stream on Twitch about 3 to 4 times a week, where you can find us at Twitch Sirturmund, and you can also find our Discord and our Twitter down in the description below. I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Have a good one.